What's going on, Bigfoot world? Just want to touch base with you with a couple things, guys. I've been watching. I've been looking over these last couple of weeks of videos from Bigfoot land, and guys, that place is it's crazy. It's crazy. The past two times we went out there and spent the night, they would. I learned something both times that we went out there. Things that I can't explain, things that I'm gonna post up anyways to see if any of you guys got an answer for. Like, there's some few things that blew my mind. But first thing I want to talk about that place is, um, I think I know where they're at. Now I've been watching these videos over and over again, and with the help of Scott Malika, um, he's been scouring these videos frame by frame by frame by frame by frame. And the lay of this land, there's three long rock faces. They're about, I say the highest one is probably about 30 feet high. Then there's three of them lined up in a row. And some of them, the one in the middle is pretty wide. It's about 50 feet wide by a football field length long. And there's mazes down in between them you always see us walk through. And it's about, well, when last week in the night when Deb and Mike and Chrissy and Fred, we was walking through the rocks, and they was up above us jumping back and forth, and we have shots of them coming up on the log and jumping over us. Or when we was walking up and it whistled up above us when we was running from the sound when it started hooting. Well, I took my own advice. Before I get off subject, I took my own advice, and I said they'd go home and listen up owls, different sounds of owls, and match that sound with that sound. Well, I took my own advice and come to the conclusion that it was a barred owl. But at the same time that the barred owl was doing his call, there was chattering going on underneath of it. Like, I could hear talking at the same, like the talking is what triggered the barred owl to do it. And that's what made me paranoid at first, because I could hear the chatter, and even Fred said you can hear talking at the same time as the hooing. So I decided let's head back the other way. And as we was going back the other way, they started, well, one whistled right on top of us. Right on top of us, it whistled. And I froze. And I told Mike, just cut down in between the rocks, let's head back to camp. We're too close. All right, the middle rock face, out of the three that's there's three side by side, and they stretch a good ways, good long, maybe 2 football fields long. And the white one, we was walking up the middle one, the middle rock face, and the white one was over on the far end of the first rock face, laying up. He was setting up on the end of it, up on top. And he stood up and he ran all the way across. He jumped across about 20 feet to another rock, and then down over, and then you could hear him holler. And I kept saying that it's got to be them campers. Well, a couple miles away, there's a cabin. There's an old cabin a couple miles from where we was, and every weekend there's usually a guy from Pittsburgh that comes in, brings his family in and camps there. And I was just figuring that was them over there hanging out, having a good time at the cabin. But we walked over there. They didn't come in this weekend. That weekend we was there. And that blew my mind. They're telling me that was the Bigfoot that was chattering. And it was a barred owl. They said a barred owl started him hooting. And then Deb started hooting, and they started going back and forth. But where I'm getting at is, after watching all these videos over and over again, and with the help of Scott Malika and looking at his pictures of Bigfoot, there's on the middle rock face, there's 3 layers. There's like one you climb up on, and then there's like a ravine up there that, like a crevice that you can walk all the way up the length of it. And then there's a third floor, and there's only one way up in between these rocks to get up into the third one, and it's covered with mountain laurel on top of it. And inside the mountain laurel, it's hollowed out up there, and that's where they're at. That's that's their hold up. That's if you get that's where they're at. And I want to poke my head up there. I wanted to last week, but I just ain't got the balls to poke my head up there and get it ripped off yet. I know they're up in on that third layer. I just don't know the reaction I'm going to get when I finally. It's only one way up in there that I know of. There might be a way to drop down out the backside for them, but for me, there's only one way to get in there, and that's up in between these two rocks. And where if I do come pop my head up there, they got the upper advantage to do whatever they want. So that's what I think my goal is. Coming up on the next series, I'm gonna go out there. I think we're going to try to spend the night one more time out there before it starts getting cold. But I want to set up some cameras like I did last time, facing that middle rocks face, that whole stretch, facing out that one side. I want to get one over on the other side while me and Fred climb up in and try that third layer. Because I know all the pictures coming from the second and third layer in the middle of the rock, the middle column of the rock face. I can almost put money that they're up on that third layer. That even when I stop at the one entrance that goes up to that third layer, I stop there, and it's like everything in my body, mind, and soul is saying, "Don't go up there." Just that's one. There, everything's holding me from going up there. I spook myself. I talk myself out of it, or I say there ain't nothing up there, and I just walk away from it. But my main focus is on that third layer. They're up on that third floor, and that would give them the upper hand on everything. They can see us coming in from miles away. It's they're there. I can almost guarantee that they're there. All right, another thing that caught my attention that blew my mind was, and I kind of seen it and I kind of like overlooked it because of the circumstances. But when Scott Malika sent me this little clip, a video, there's even a video that in the video you seen where Dad's pointing. There's Bigfoot up there. You'll see in the picture that she was pointing at him. There was a couple of them that she was pointing at. And another thing that I seen that blew my mind that I can't explain, maybe you guys can't explain, maybe it's a glitch in the camera, but she was shining on a rock face. There was no cracks or nothing in the side of this rock face, and she had the camera, and she said, "Look in the lens, look in the screen." So I looked in the screen, and you could see a crack in the rock going the whole length of the middle of the rock. Perfectly, like an eighth of an inch crack in it. But when you touch the rock, it's smooth. Or with you look at the rock with your naked eye, there's no crack there. But when you look back into the camera at the lens or the camera screen or whatever, looking at that rock, the splits in it. So that's something I can't explain. And then Scott sent me this clip where she points at this rock. I think it might be the exact same rock I'm talking about with the crack. But she points at the rock, and then she takes her hand and goes inside the rock and then pulls it out. And then at the very end of that clip, it looks like something's looking out at her from the crack of that rock. And it's a rock face. There's a whole rock face there. Keep in mind when you're watching this, it's a solid rock face. And she put her hand inside of it, and like twice. She went up and then down low and put it in and like jerked it away like it was trying to grab her. And then right as the clip ended, you could see like a face or something there looking out at her. I'm not saying, I'm just saying what I see, and I want to show you guys, and maybe you can have an answer for me. Maybe you can explain to me what happened or the angle. It wasn't the angle. Let me take that out right now. It wasn't the angle because I stood there and I experienced it with myself. I seen her. I didn't see her put the hand in the rock. That was after I turned around and walked away and started following Mike and them out. But I did see the crack going down the rock. I did see the solid rock with my bare eyes. And then when I looked into the screen of the camera, there was a split there in the rock. That I can confirm. And then Scott sent me this piece of footage. Maybe you guys got an explanation for that. I don't know, but I'm going. That's enough rambling for me. I just wanted to let you know what happened with the last series. While I'm thinking about it, I decided to bring Deb in. She came in. She drove 4.5 hours from Philadelphia to come here to experience some of the things that we experienced. See, guys, on the camera, you only see a portion of what's going on out there, and it's like impossible with the cameras that I have. It's impossible to actually feel, hear, just the static, the just everything surrounding area, everything that goes on there. You have to experience it for yourself. And we actually got to have that encounter with the white Bigfoot taking off. That was out of ordinary. It seemed like with them two girls there, things was a lot. The environment was a lot different. When it's just me, Fred, and Mike, if you notice, there's no. If you go back to the other footage where it's just me, Fred, Mike, and Damien, or me, Fred, Mike, and somebody else, there's no crickets and there's no sound. It's all dead silence, like nothing going on. It's completely dead in them woods. And then you bring a couple of females into the woods, and then the whole environment is totally different. Totally different. And I realized that by watching just the last couple of times of going out into Bigfoot land. I think there's more to Bigfoot land. The trees clanging together. Can you guys explain that one? They started clanging together. No one was around them. And they just two of them. Boom, boom, boom. The humidity was up. It was like 90-something degrees. It was muggy. The leaves wasn't even moving. It was just them two trees. And then when they stopped, we started walking 15, 20 feet away. Two more trees started doing it. I was freaked out. We all kind of scattered, but we all went to the same direction as camp. We were on our own way to the camp. That was some paranormal shit that we can't explain. Whether it's something going on underground, I don't know. You guys be the judge of that, because I don't want to say it's one thing and you guys think it's another thing, and then there's a debate there. I just wanted to show you, go out there, film whatever, much as I can film, and present it to you guys, and let you come up with your own conclusion. With that, guys, these pictures was found by Scott Malika. He took these videos of Bigfoot land, broke them down frame by frame by frame by frame, and he did a really good job in what he came up with, and it helped me locate them being up on that third level. So my next trip out there, I'm going to be more focused on seeing what's on top of that third level. So until then, guys, stay tuned for these Bigfoot pictures, and thanks for hanging in there, and thanks for subscribing, guys, because it helps a lot. Thanks. Alright, Bigfoot world, real quick before I end this video, I was going over this footage, and I found some very disturbing footage that I want to share with you guys. And I guess I'd like to hear you guys' opinion in the comments. But I hate to do it, but it kind of put my family at risk at the same time. So I'm just going to, as I was going over this, I'm just going to present to you what I found. I'm not sure if I caught a possession or what it was, but it scared me. It scared everybody that I showed it to. So I'm gonna show it to you guys, and this one is not, this ain't my footage, but this is the footage of that night. Deb came in. She drove in from Philadelphia 4.5 hours to come in and spend the night with us to experience some of the experiences that we go through while we're out there. And guys, I want you to, you can even go back on her footage and look at it. It's called "Okay, I'm Finally Up." This will officially be Jeff and Deb's PA Bigfoot Calls. Ohio got nothing on us, is what the title of the video. Okay, I'm going to turn this camera around onto my screen, and I'm going to show you what I experienced. Well, first what I hear is something tells her that Chrissy's walking in front of her as she's filming, and you could clearly hear something real fast tell her, reach out and grab her by the hair. And then Deb replies, she answers it, she says, well, what do you want me to do? And she says, oh my God, I think I'm gonna kill him. And then a couple seconds later, she says, you ready? I'm not sure. Guys, here it is. You listen for yourself, and then you go back into the actual video on Deb's video, and you tell me, is this a possession from something that's going on out there, or something that she brought with her, or did it drag over from Fred and his possession stuff from the cave? Because you notice he's still not 100%. He's close to, but he's not back fully. I mean, he has a lot of things on his mind, but there's a lot of things been going on since that cave, and this just adds to it. But this is not for rambling, guys. I'm just going to show you, and then you guys can go back and look, and then you let me know, because it freaked me out and everybody around me. But here it is.
Joking, really I did. Great. I'm not going to look into it.
Right here at 5:14 is going to start. You'll hear something say real fast, reach out and grab her by the head. Well, I'll just let it play, and you be the judge.
Go. What are they going to do? Oh my God, I'm not going to kill you. Go. What are they going to do? Oh my God, I'm not going to kill you. Ready? I'm scared to death. I was terrified.
One more time. And then, guys, you can go back and you can tell me what's going on here.
Really, I did.
5:14.
Great. I'm not going to look into it. It's all there now.
Good. What are they gonna do? Oh my God, I'm not kidding. Ready?
Guys, make sure you go over there and check that out for me. If that's the case, I brought her into around my son. You know, we was in the forest with her. I don't want to think like that, and hopefully you guys will ease my mind and it wasn't what I heard. But you guys, I hope you're hearing what I'm hearing, and let me know. It's okay, finally I'm up. This will officially be Jeff and Deb's PA Bigfoot calls. Ohio got nothing on us. It's from Deb's Northeast Bigfoot PA Bigfoot research. Let me know what you think, guys.